Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for the wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button, smack the bell right next to it, leave us a positive comment in the comment section, give this video a thumbs up, and pass it on to somebody else who might need to hear it. Also, please stay to the end of the video because I'm going to be reading out two of my favorite comments. So listen to hear if your comment was one of my favorites. All right, guys. So somebody asked me a really good question and I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I think that it's amazing. I guess I'm Aquarius, so I was musing about it. I was like, wow, I love this question. I love things that, make me think and wonder and question. So this question said, which is true? If you really love somebody, you will change. Or if somebody really loves you, they will accept you as you are. Okay? So this person said, which one of these is true? And I kept looking at it and I'm like, they're both true. They're both 100% true. Let's talk about the first one. If you really love someone, you will change. Now, if you love somebody and there's something about you that is problematic or detrimental to your relationship, you absolutely should change. And I mean, like, I'm not saying like if they don't like the way that you wear your hair, or they don't like the career choice you've made or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that are a problem in the relationship, such as you are condescending at times and you say things in a way that hurts their feelings. Something like that is something that I've heard people say about their significant other in different cases, especially Aquarius, that particular one. And it's something that somebody should absolutely work on if they love the other person. Or if maybe they're not used to being with another person and they're not as considerate as they could be. They should work on being more considerate. So I really do think that if you really love someone, you'll change things that are a big problem. But I wouldn't expect you to change things that, number one, aren't a problem, or things, number two, like I said, like if you love to wear locks, for example. I love my hair in locks, and I'm always going to have had locks since I was like 20-something years old. I just love them. I love them on me. I love them on other people. I just love them. So if I met somebody and she was like, oh, you got to cut your hair, I'd cut her like an afro. Deuces, ma. You gotta hit the road. Something like that. I'm not going to change because some fly-by-night came by. I don't care if I love her or not. I could be in love with her. And if she starts doing stuff like that, I'm going to take that negatively. I'm going to take that as a power play, that she's trying to change me into whatever vision of me she wants. I'm not going to take kindly to that, even if I do love her. I'm going to start not loving her as the days pass. That energy is going to start pulling itself back because I'm going to feel like she's trying to manipulate me. Like, okay, you got me where you wanted me. Now you're going to manipulate me. So I don't think that's cool at all. And number two, it says if somebody really loves you, they will accept you as you are. I do think so. I am going to accept the person as they are unless they have things about them that are unacceptable, such as they're disrespectful, they're abusive, they lie, they don't honor the relationship, they don't give, they're not showing up in the relationship, things along those lines. No matter how much I love them, I'm not going to accept. I have things I'm not going to accept, and I have deal breakers. Most of us do. I hope I hope most of us do have things that we're just not going to accept, different kinds of abuse or negativity or things like that. And in those cases, no matter how much you love a person, it's not going to work. I'll give you a really good example. I knew a couple once upon a time in my neighborhood, and they were very much in love, and had a lot of children. At last count, when I was around, it was like 6. And I was like, wow, they were in love. They had kids, But the husband had a really bad problem with alcohol. And he didn't drink all the time, but when he did drink, he would do stupid stuff like crash the car. Why would you go drinking and driving knowing you already know, you already know what could possibly happen? Why would you go do that? So he crashed the car a few times. He spent their whole check one time on, things from the liquor store and other miscellaneous junk, she said. So, like, this couple was very much in love, and they had a really, they had a lot of kids, they had a lot of good things going on in their relationship, but his addiction was a real problem and it was dragging down the family. So for years and years and years, the wife just kept on trying to work things out and kept on trying to get him to go to AA meetings. And, she kept on cleaning him up and sending him to work. She kept trying to work with him basically because she loved him. And eventually she ended up leaving. It took a long time though. I think this was like 14, 15 years before she actually went ahead and left with the kids. A couple of the kids were grown. I think she had a few of them left. And she tried to accept him as he was. She didn't think she could change him, even though she tried to talk with him and tried to help him and things like that. But she didn't really think that he really would change. And she kind of just accepted life as it was. But finally, after all those, that 15 years, she couldn't take it anymore. And so she did end up leaving. But my thing is that that's a case where I would have left a long time ago. I don't think you should. If a person is harming you, harming the family, taking from the family, crashing up the car. I mean, they went through a lot of hardships, getting up money to get him out of jail, They went through a lot of hardships because he refused to change. And she tried to, work with him. And in the end, she just couldn't. So some behaviors, I just think that you can't work with. It's detrimental to you, it's detrimental to the other person, and you just can't work with it. So both of these things are true, but I think that they're not absolute, and they're going to be exceptions in both cases, depending upon your level of safety. I know a lot of people who tell me they've been in a relationship with a narcissist. So I hear this all the time. I hear this from my therapist friends. I hear this from all kinds of people. And they're like, they tried to love them. They tried to work with them. They tried all kinds of stuff. Empaths have a tendency to end up with narcissists. And they try to heal them, basically. And they try to accept them and love them as they are. And what happens? The empath gets abused. Almost every time. The empath gets abused and ends up leaving. Almost every time, where they just keep getting abused. They get abused and leave, or just keep getting abused. One or the other. So both of these things are definitely true, but like I said, there's going to be exceptions to them. There are going to be exceptions to both of these. So change is good. If you're doing something that's not good or that's not positive, change is good. It's a good thing, but it also has to be voluntary. The person has to want to change. You can't make a person change. So now let's take a look at my favorite comments. My first favorite comment came from Ariana Thomas. Ariana publicly subscribed to our channel a year ago. And she said, dangerous people are more than dangerous viruses. More people will die from drunk drivers and auto accidents. I pray people stop panicking and just be precautious. Blessings, fellow Aquarians. She was responding to the video that I did about the coronavirus. Yesterday, I did a reading on the virus. And if you didn't see it, check out yesterday's video, because I did a reading and got a message from Goddess and from the angels for us. And this was her response to the reading. Thank you, Ariana Thomas. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, we got one more. Michelle P. DeVita. I like this one. She said, thank you, Queen, so much for these videos. Forgiveness is so necessary. And with your videos, you've given me so much clarity and knowledge. She's responding to a video I did about forgiveness. It's called Forgive for What? That's the title of it. And it talks about why forgiveness is necessary and what it does for you. Like, why even bother? So Michelle, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for commenting, and please continue to come to the channel because I have a lot more to say. All right, guys, it's time for me to do the second video. So I'm going to see you guys later, and remember, come back soon. I'm going to talk about some more things on Monday. Today is Thursday, so I'll be back with new videos on Monday. Okay? See you later.